Opera GX browser is the world's first browser for gamers. It's a tailored browser for gamers like you and me, with cool features like Discord.
Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Today is the 29th of January. It's gonna be another one of those another one of those nights. Rough night, rough start, but let's just get into it. Welcome to the talk show, everyone.
So you have to
Alright.
go at 8:30, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hey everybody. Say hello. I'm
Hello.
stretching, sorry for the weird intro, but yeah, say hello to the chat.
Hello.
Alright. Everyone's freaking tired. We had
yeah.
pretty much everyone in game on here, but things happen. So, what are we going to start with tonight?
Honestly, not sure. Now that everyone's gone.
Eventually someone will show up, but in the meantime, earlier before the stream, I did say clay is something we could talk about. I have noticed a lot of people trying to make clay related art.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot on TikTok.
How the heck where do you get the clay from, first of all?
Yeah, that's my question. Yeah, where do you get clay from, Obi?
Alright, I get clay from Walmart. I
What?
get clay from anywhere that I can find clay.
Really?
So, Walmart clay is okay. You can start with a really cheap clay just to fiddle around with, and that's the Crayola clay. It's very safe to use. It doesn't have any like weird nasty stuff in it. It's even like edible just in case if you let your kids play with it. If they eat it, it's gonna be okay. It comes in like different colors, but I normally just get the white color because then you can paint it and seal it. What did I do with that stuff? I think I made some little like blobby people or something like that with them a long time ago, and using that clay, it's very smooth. It's not too crumbly. It's not too bad to use. It's perfect for a beginner clay worker or clay maker. I liked it. You can use it for small projects that just need a little oomph. You can make little buttons with it and stuff like that. And the way that you seal it, you either seal it with resin or you can seal it with Mod Podge. I think I'm saying that right.
Mod Podge. I actually learned that.
Yeah, Mod Podge. You can use that to seal it all in once you paint it and all that stuff to protect it. And then I mostly use paper clay. Paper clay is a very lightweight clay. It's very smooth to use. It's just made out of paper and I think some minerals of some sort and then some adhesive. And the clay that I'm using right now is kind of fancy smancy. And I think it's like called like paper craft or something. I don't know, but it has like, it's a black wrapper and it has a horse on it, I think. That's all I can remember of it. I haven't really like played with clay in a while, but I really need to because I've been seeing a lot of stuff about it and I really want to make some clay faces with weird little eyeballs and stuff like that.
I want to make some with you, honestly. Like, maybe we could do it tomorrow.
Maybe.
If we have some time. I also have like fabric paint too, and I could bring some like t-shirts and stuff.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
We can have fun and fiddle with that.
I got the table out in the living room right now, so we can do that.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I can bring some more supplies over and that would be great. I've seen like really cool things being made with clay. Like I adore mushrooms. I hate like the taste of mushrooms, but I adore the look of mushrooms. And I've been seeing like these girls with their own earring shops on Etsy make like mushroom earrings and mushroom necklaces and stuff like that. My question is though, since you know like things about clay and stuff and you've made things, how like do they stay together and like perform as good jewelry without like breaking apart? That's my question. Is like I would be so scared to make jewelry out of clay because of fear of it falling apart and like falling off my ear or my neck.
Mm. So, most of those Etsy stores are probably using a clay called, oh, what is it called? Poly something? Polymer clay? Yeah, polymer clay, which is like pretty much plastic. So you have to bake that stuff. So you knead it together and all that stuff, and then you make your shape, make your thing, and then you bake it in the oven at like 275 for I don't know how long. I've played with it. Brands are like, I think the most popular brand of this clay is Sculpey, or Primo. So one of those two. And unless it's Sculpey Primo, then yeah, those are the most popular brands of polymer clay. I like them. Sculpey was a little bit weird to use. It's kind of oily, so if you're not like a person who likes to touch oily stuff, don't really play with it. I mean, you can use gloves, that helps. It's really smooth, and let's see what else. It picks up texture like crazy. So if you touch it with your finger, you're gonna leave fingerprints all over it. So
Yeah.
they tell you to use a Q-tip with some alcohol or like baby oil or something. I think it's alcohol, and to wipe it down after you're done touching it before baking. So that helps smooth your clay over before the final product. And then they also have like clay glazes and stuff like that. So.
Okay. So I mean, it's like pretty solid. Those types of clay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks really fun. It doesn't look like easy, but it looks like it could be doable for someone like me who doesn't really know much about that kind of stuff. Because I mean, I would really like to make my own jewelry and stuff like that. Not really to sell, but just like to make my own things that I don't see in like shops and stuff like that, or it's like harder to find. I would like to start making those things. But it's like I don't want it to just fall apart.
Yeah.
Or like I lose it at like a mall when it's on my ears or something.
Yeah, like you just don't want it to fall off and get lost.
Yeah.
Freaking love this
Because
chair.
not like I could buy it again. I would have to make it again, and it might not. It definitely won't turn out the same usually.
Mm-hmm. So. What are you giggling about?
The chair.
What chair?
Oh, my office chair.
Yeah.
Does it
We've took the
wiggle?
little metal things off, so it shouldn't be that noisy.
Only when I lean back.
I do not
Yeah.
hear.
But we don't hear it like at all. We just hear you like.
Yeah, I know.
Laughing.
The stream's microphone is gonna be way more sensitive than Discord is, so you'll hear it
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So are you on your own headset or are you on a Snowball?
I'm on my own headset.
Okay. All right.
So, speaking of clay, I wanted to do this thing every few weeks on a stream, and really all it is just putting out and showing the stream, or showing everybody live, highlights of what we've posted so far, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Specific pieces of art, that I could just, easily get off of Facebook and show to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
One of such pieces is Abby, your clay eyeballs with the flower petals around them.
Oh yeah, the little eye flowers.
Yeah.
You could also show the monster thing that I made like months ago.
I could.
Remember the monster face I made? That was like my first time ever really using clay in a long time.
It's the like purple and blue one with the spikes and the tongue.
Yeah, the really spooky one.
I was gonna comment this last night when I was like going through and commenting and liking stuff because I haven't done that in a while. But every time I passed by that thing, my brain instantly went, "What's up?" Like that scream. They're like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Because it was like, it looks like they were sticking their tongue out while they were doing it. And that, every time, it just reminded me of that.
The what's up?
What's that?
Oh, I see which one. The freaking incense holder.
Yeah. Not the incense holder. Did I not post that one? It's like the rectangular flat-faced one, and it's got like multiple eyes, not just one.
The one
multiple.
that I wanted to buy.
Mm-hmm. That one.
Full gold and Egyptian looking one.
No. That was a painting. So, I think if
Oh.
I can find it, I'll post it in one of the games chat things.
Sure.
Is it like the star one with those multiple eyes and it's like
There's-
unpainted?
There's gonna be a mouth with it too, so it's way back in time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, this was one of the first things I started posting, I think.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's scroll all the way down.
All the way back in time. Here
Chat,
you go,
I would show you,
guys.
but some of these things reveal faces and names, and I can't.
I posted it in the art share for y'all.
Oh, you did? Oh, sweet.
Yes.
1 second. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na. Na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na.
And to paint, I used really cheap Craftsmart paint. And what else did I use? I used pastels mixed with Mod Podge and used that as paint as well, or I would use it as a, like, what's the word? Is it overpaint? I don't think it's called overpainting when you do makeup, but I would use,
Overpaint?
yeah, I would use
Like
the
a setting spray?
yeah, something like that. So I would kind of
Okay.
use it like a blush or a powder over in certain areas. Like if you look at the face in the art share,
Airbrush, you mean?
a little bit like that.
Okay.
So I would just scrape my pastels and make a powder, and then I would take a very soft watercolor brush, and then I would just brush over the areas to darken them, to make them look like black eyes, or to make them look more swollen and kind of gross and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that piece took me a very long time to make, but it was worth it. I really liked how it came out, and I think I got $80 for that.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I think I got it set up, so it looks like... Oh, that's Ghosties. Hang on. The first one is the face. The one with 5 eyes, tongue, teeth, pink everywhere, blue everywhere. The one that you made, Ubby. So,
Mm-hmm.
there it is, chat. Could you explain, like, what the eyes are made out of?
The eyes are also made out of clay. So at first I was gonna go ahead and use glass marbles for the eyes to give them more of like that eye look that follows you around, but then I thought, no, I want it to look more cartoony. So I went ahead and took my own clay and flattened it and rounded it and made it look like eyes. So it took forever to figure out how to make these eyes, honestly, because each like piece, like the pink around the eyes, were separate pieces to make and to form the eye.
I think I remember you showing us some of the progress of the process, you know?
Oh yeah. So, like with each eye, I got better at making them. So like each eye is made a little bit differently than the next. So And this was so long ago, I don't even really remember what I did, but I did it, and I made it.
How long did it take you to make these teeth, and what are they made out of?
The teeth are also made out of clay, and you just roll the clay out until it's sharp, and then I had to sand it a little bit because I made them too sharp once they dried. And then I just used a yellow pastel. I rubbed my fingers on the yellow pastel, and then I just transferred whatever chalk was on my fingers, whatever color was on my fingers, onto the teeth to give it that light yellow color. And then I sprayed them down with lacquer so that they would shine.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share it in like the game chat? Because I can't find it.
Okay. Let's see if I can. One second.
Abby, I had a question.
Yes.
Do you like seal all of your paintings and stuff like that once you're done with it?
I try to. If I don't have anything, then I just don't have anything to seal it with.
What do you usually seal it with, and is it expensive?
I used to use a matte finish. I can't remember if it was like, was it Krylon? I think it might have been Krylon. If not, it was some like art craft thing from Michaels, and I can't remember how much it cost. But then I switched over to furniture spray for my clay art because it's waterproof and it gives a better shine than any type of artist spray I've ever used, any type of like sealing spray. And so like for an example, the flowers that you bought from me, I sprayed them down with this furniture spray. So that's why they are very shiny.
Okay. You're gonna have to show me that tomorrow, honestly, because I'm wanting to find like a good spray. But every time I go to like get one of those like setting finishing sprays, they're like $25-$30 a can.
They can be pretty expensive, but I think furniture spray might not be as expensive, honestly. I would have to look into that.
Okay. Yeah, because it's just like the little galaxy nebula thing I made. I love it so much, but I want to make sure it's like gonna stay on there because I can feel it. I think it's like fading at the fedges. I think it's fading at the edges.
Mm.
And I don't want that to happen. I want to preserve it. That's the word. Preserve it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's it to you? If you could, in Discord, look at the little sidebar where it has all our names and the chat channels and whatnot. Scroll up to where you can see ArtShare. It should be in there.
The first thing it says is not safe for work content.
Yeah, that's fine. I had to do that.
Okay.
After one particular stream, where a guest of ours shared something that definitely is not safe for work.
So, I found the price for the Krylon.
How much is it?
So if you go to Home Depot, I think it is about $8. And
Okay.
Joann's has a Krylon varnish spray, which is for art. And it's only $7.99. I don't know how well that one works, but I use the Krylon lacquer for furniture. It's a clear gloss.
Chat, if you can hear all this rustling, it's me trying to get a gummy worm.
Man, I wish I had a gummy worm.
Freaking bag.
Who is this Miss Introvert something 44?
Friend of mine. It was a guest for one of the streams.
We had
I
a
was gonna
guest
say,
here.
I definitely don't recognize that.
You weren't here on the stream before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was the one day my computer decided to like not work at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens. Who knows? She might be another guest, or a guest again on another stream.
That would be fun.
Really into D&D, that one.
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked about Clay. Slayer, would you want to do anything with Clay?
Honestly, I did before. A lot of them ended up being my parents' ashtray.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. That's not discouraging. I feel proud about it. At the same time, the last freaking clay thing that I've ever done was a clay model of Isaac, and that was in like high school, so a while ago. Would I want to do it again? Sure. To try to, I don't know, make something cool. Something other than a pot.
Mhm.
Or another ashtray.
Yeah. Honestly, I could make an ashtray. I saw like this really cool one, and it had like a green grassy base, and then it had little mushrooms with like red mushroom tops, and then in the middle was the ashtray, and it looks so cool. But I'm just like, I don't need this. I don't smoke. And I mean, my parents would get mad at the mushrooms when they're trying to like tap their ash. So,
Hmm.
Nah, just make the mushroom tops an ashtray. Be like 5
Oh.
ashtrays in one.
little tiny ones.
Yeah.
That's a lot to clean. You're making
Yeah.
it too much to clean.
It'll be fine. Just blow it off.
Oh my god, you
Eh.
silly.
Hey, it's for looks, not for convenience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things like that.
Yay.
As long as you don't make an ashtray that doubles as a soup bowl, that is the worst idea anyone could ever make for an ashtray.
Really?
Yeah. Put your freaking beef stew in the bowl, and it has a little ashtray connected to it.
Good
fine.
lord.
What happens if you want to drink it? If you want to drink the soup?
You have to tip
Oh
it
my
in a
God.
certain way where the ashes wouldn't go into your soup.
Or into your nose or anything?
Yeah. Awful idea. Who came up with that?
I did, right on the spot.
Bad.
Good
Spray
lord.
with water.
What do you mean, bad? It's what
I
not
said-
to do.
I said bad. I'll spray you with water.
Oh my god. Hey, if someone could pull it off to where the ash doesn't go anywhere, that's amazing craftsmanship. Until then,
But,
never
I
make
mean,
that.
like, they could make it like one of those slide out things. Like, have you ever seen those like really cool like shaker cups? And then they come with like a snack pack on the bottom of those cups.
I think so.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like if you've ever seen them, sometimes they'll swing out so that way you can just like press a button, your snack just like swings out on the side. So you can slurp on your milkshake or whatever you made in your shaker cup along with eating like your little Chex Mix or whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, like something like that. So you have your soup and then you have your ashtray that just swings out. And this is a very awkward conversation. Hi there, friend.
Hi.
Not ominous at all.
Oh man. Listen.
Hello, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were just talking about clay and ashtrays and how ashtrays would never work with like a soup bowl at all.
Which I don't know how they started that, but I was just
it was-
listening in after
It was
that.
just an idea that came up in my head, and I was like, "Don't do this,
Uh-huh.
kids."
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
True. Probably should not use a soup bowl.
I mean, if you're really in a pinch and you wash it really good, maybe.
What are
But
the
not simultaneously eating soup and tapping your ash and then eating soup and then tapping your ash.
What are those one? Remember as a kid you watch freaking TV and then a commercial comes on about these paper plates that are like the shape of animal faces?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. Those were my shit.
Well, imagine
Honestly.
that except deeper for like soup, and then the eyes or whatever are the ashtrays.
Oh goodness.
You'd have to be a pretty heavy and dedicated smoker to eat soup and tap your ash in the same bowl,
Yeah, which is why you should
even
not
if
do
they don't
this.
touch each other technically. Also, like, who's smoking while they're eating soup?
Someone who's very nervous, most likely.
True.
Or just having a really bad day.
The cast of Matilda.
I wouldn't want to eat soup on a bad day. I want to eat like some chicken nuggets and some fries and shake on a bad day.
I mean, soup is a nice comfort food.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
this
it
would
all
be a
depends
great
on
idea.
what kind of bad day.
What was that?
It all depends on what kind of bad day, I suppose. Like some days I might prefer soup on a bad day, others maybe something else.
Yeah. I just think simultaneously, like with a cigarette in your hand, as you're like taking a bite of a sip of soup, and then like a smoke, and then a sip of soup, and then a smoke, and then tapping it in like the same component.
Yeah,
Didn't-
it's not.
Didn't like Larry the Cable Guy do like a short skit about this? Like, I think there was a movie where they were like eating like army rations or something, and he had to find a place to put his cigarette smoke ashes and stuff like that. So he just tapped it inside of his own little like bag of rations off to the side or something. No, wait, it was chewing tobacco.
Oh my God.
He spat his chewing tobacco on the side of the bag, and it was like in his food and stuff like that. And then he traded his food with someone else's food because he didn't like spaghetti or something like that. It's just a wild thing. And he was like, "Yeah, just eat around it."
Wow.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yes.
I'll pass.
Yes.
So off the topic of freaking smoking and soup,
God.
we can continue with the highlights that we were going to do, just to fill you up or fill you in. Wow. Ghosty. I had this idea of taking some of the recent pictures from our Facebook posts and, showing them on the stream.
Yeah.
I think I have one from each of us, and the one that I chose from you is your new Etsy shop logo.
Oh yeah.
And what's it to you? The one that I have from you is your pumpkin spice demon eyeball.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Oh crap.
Small break. Hold on. BRB.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Got to recover from that conversation earlier. Yeah, it's not that bad. Here, I will. We all know what all of these pictures look like, right?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, in that case, I will just switch over the video for the stream. Straight to the sunflower eyeballs from Ubby.
Ooh. Yeah, I think that one was the one that What's It To You bought for me.
Actually, it's the most recent ones.
Oh, the little ones. Okay.
Yeah. Do you
cute little one.
Did you paint those already?
I have yet to paint them yet. I only have 9 of them. I meant to make 10, but then one of the eyes was like really, really pretty, and I was like, maybe I might save this one for another project I have in mind. So now there's only 9 of the flowers. I have yet to paint them. I still need to get a sealant for them, a lacquer for them, and I need to make sure that the backs are completely filled with clay to make sure that they don't fall apart, because they are going to be wearable. I am trying to make them into necklaces. So I want to make sure that they're as strong and as durable as possible. I also have to sand them because the petals are a little bit on the sharp side. So I want to make sure that I sand those down.
Yeah.
I see. One moment, chat. I accidentally set one of the hotkeys for switching the scenes as a hotkey that is the same as deleting a picture. So, just fixing that real quick. Oh boy. You gotta love Streamlabs, peeps. Gotta love it. Alright. Let's see. Instead of this, we're gonna do F. Control F. There we go. Alright. So, what on earth was that?
I do not know.
I heard a walrus in the background. Behind me.
The most dangerous creature.
Right? Fearing for my life.
Have you ever seen their eyes? They got some really weird looking eyes.
Aren't they the ones that look like freaking if your grandpa got startled somehow? The eyes
If
of
your
like...
grandpa did meth, you mean? That's what they look like. They look like your grandpa on meth.
What did I
Walruses-
miss? What?
Walruses are terrifying to me.
Oh
I guess you're
God.
right. I just looked up some pictures.
They're terrifying.
Oh my goodness.
Good lord.
Never seen one. I've only heard stories. And I don't know why walruses and janitors over the age of 80 always look alike. But anyway, just for the sake of the stream, what color would you make each flower for these eyeballs?
Oh, that's a hard one. I was thinking about taking the flower eyes and like matching it to its color. So like if it was a yellow eye, make it a yellow sunflower type flower, or maybe mix and match, just pick a color and just deal with it. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, but I do want to add not just a single color, but like maybe 2 colors on each flower just to give it some pop. So
If I were to actually be painting these, I'd be like for say the yellow eyeball, the top petals would be some sort of yellow, orangish maybe, but any version of yellow. And then below that would be green, representing some sort of regular sunflower. And then for like the blue one, I'd go purple petals on the top with darker green, almost blackish petals on the bottom. Then for the red, it'd be like orange petals and brown leaves at the bottom. Not sure. Then for the others, I'd have to like brainstorm on them.
Doesn't sound half bad.
Well,
think about it.
So
out of
many
the 3
possibilities.
primary colored ones, my favorites, actually they're all my favorites. I can't really pick one.
Can you share it so I can see what you're talking about?
Sure. It will be in the Discord. Same place.
Okay. Yeah, I'm already here. That's why I was like, oof. I don't know what you're talking about, but I want to know.
It's the sunflower eyeballs. The, hold on. These freaking things right here. Boom.
Yes. Wow, that's so cool.
So I decided to just make them like kind of normal pupils instead of making them more animal-like and stuff like that. It's just easier, and I just wanted to see how it would look.
Mm-hmm.
They look
So-
great. Can't wait to
Yeah,
see with
great.
color.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with more color. I know that there's
Yes.
color there, but with more color.
Yes.
And what kind of clay did you make them with?
I
Sorry to interrupt.
used the Walmart paper clay with this. The last of my Walmart paper clay.
Okay.
Hmm.
I low-key want to try the Walmart paper clay, but I mean, like, I know I'm probably gonna lose motivation the second I buy it and not do anything with it, so I'm just gonna not.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks fun once you do get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'd love to see more. I like these flowers. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
My
Yeah,
next
they're really cool.
project with clay is to make faces and to use the glass eyes in with the faces. So they're probably going to be about as big as my palm or about as big as my hand with these projects. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, sounds great. Can't
Sounds
wait
really
to
good.
see.
Interesting. Well, the next on the highlights is Ghosty, your Etsy logo.
Yeah.
What did you use to make it?
I used a free program that I was recommended called Krita. It's Krita. It kind of functions like Photoshop. It's, I mean, a little different, but it's still, I'm still trying to figure some things out. So some things are a little experimental in there. But I think overall, I really like how it came out, especially compared to what it was before. A lot more work went into this new version.
I really wonder what the old version looked like, but
I might be able to find it somewhere, but it was kind of like a little chibi version of me with like the name over it, and you couldn't really see what was happening because it was too much detail and a small little thing. So
Share it in the art share, please, so I can see
this one, the
if
new
you
one?
can. If you can find the old one, that would be cool too.
I'll share the new one. Just wait right there.
let's
Wish
see
I
if
had
I
like
can find it. Oh,
3 different windows.
Go see if you could find the old logo and share it in the art share. That'd be awesome too.
mm-hmm.
Like a cool before and after.
There you go.
Oh, I did find it. I did find it.
Oh, wow. I want to see it.
All right, I'll put it in. Let's see.
I was like, wait, that's not the logo. That's
I
my
know,
eye.
I know. It's for the future. It's everything that I
Oh,
have
what?
lined up.
I could have waited my turn, you know.
I know.
Gotta give Ghosty the spotlight right now.
It's for later.
Delete.
Fine.
Right. Ooh,
Thank you.
no, just put right
Oh, it's cute.
That is
It's-
really cute.
It's cute, but it's not as legible.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would definitely say that the new one is most definitely a better representation of your shop.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
really, really, really like it, and the colors, the pastel, the cutesiness, and it really all works together because that's what you make.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Is your shop still open, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Still up and
that's
running.
awesome.
Hey,
How many
when-
orders have you gotten recently?
Recently?
Yeah.
Not too many. This last couple weeks, there haven't been any at all, which is kind of weird. Usually I'll get maybe 2 a week, and I haven't gotten any for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh.
So, I mean, I assume, everybody's like all spent out with Christmas and all
Yeah,
of that
definitely.
stuff, so I'm not too worried about it, but it's doing pretty well. I mean, it's only been open for just over a year, like a year and a half, I think.
Yeah. Nothing
And
that long.
yeah, I think I've made 60 sales in total.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm quite proud.
Oh yeah, it's definitely something to be proud about. Even like the first sale is like the number one thing to be proud about.
Yeah, I definitely was. I love when people, do reviews and they take pictures of it, or if they're like earrings or something, they'll take pictures of themselves wearing it. And it makes you feel so good because you're like, I made that, and you, stranger, are wearing it.
Yeah. It's pretty surreal, I would feel.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I love the new logo. I think it is so much, more representational of what you actually make.
Thank you.
It's got the sparkles, it's got the big old star, it's got the feel and the looks. It captures exactly what you're trying to put out there.
It's very
Yep.
cute, very simplistic. I think that's what I like most about it. Is like cute, pastel, simplistic. Just really good. It's really, really good.
I definitely tried to focus on much more simplicity than the last one.
Yeah, I mean the old one's not bad at all. I just think that it's like represents like your actual shop more. Like I could totally see this being like the old logo, like being like an art piece and stuff like that, like of the before and after and stuff. I could totally see that becoming an actual post.
Yeah.
That could even be actually like your profile picture. You know how you have like your main logo and then you have like a profile. That could be an idea.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think it will work for that. For a logo, that's actually a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to post the link to your Etsy anywhere, because I'm gonna be trying to implement shops, and eventually I'd ask you for a link anyway. So.
All right. Will do.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like biting the bullet on some of those things. And I remember like we were talking about custom earrings that I asked about, like those Spirited Away little puffy things. What do they call them?
Soot sprites.
Yeah, soot sprites. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the money at the time, but what I'm thinking about doing is trying to get my ears pierced at a tattoo shop like this coming month, like February. And hopefully, if it all goes well and I'm like able to get my ears pierced, instead of having to make it like the clip-ons, hopefully it can just be regular.
Sounds good.
Because that might be my first time.
Nice. Yeah, I'm ready to adapt. I mean, if you can, great. If you can't, also great. I am prepared either way.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're going places. All right.
Yeah.
I have to go now, guys. It is 8:30.
Oh no.
All right,
I knew
Abby. Have a good one.
Talk to you
Bye,
later.
y'all.
See
I
ya.
love y'all. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Oh. I almost clicked the disconnect button. Whoop.
Oh.
Anyway.
It's not your turn yet.
I'm used to it. First goodbyes is usually like that's it for everybody. Ah well. So, next on the highlights, the esteemed pumpkin spice demon eyes from What's It to You.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're dying to answer the question. What makeup did you use for this one?
Well, first, before you ask me, you gotta share it so I can look at it.
Okay. Not like I didn't share it just for this specific...
It wasn't my turn. I wanted to be fair.
I know. Yeah. I did it for the future. Anyway. Besides, you know your own picture. Anyway, here you go.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So now I gotta think. What did I use? I used like an orange shimmery eyeshadow from my Wet n Wild Pac-Man palette for the lid. I remember that. And I used... God, what did I use? What palette did I use? I used one of my palettes. It was like a pumpkin-y... Oh, I know. I used my James Charles Morphe palette for like the oranges. I used the metallic shimmer from the Pac-Man Wet n Wild palette. And then I'm pretty sure the star of the show for that is the inner corner. I use my Terra Moon Cosmetics Phoenix, which is like my all-time favorite inner corner highlight. It's like actual fire in your inner corner. Like when you photograph, like in real life, it looks amazing, but on camera, if you get the angles just right and the shadows right, it literally looks like fire. It is so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I honestly, you know how like they say, oh, I'm gonna do a natural look and then I'll be done today. It started out like that. Like I just wanted to do a simple, pumpkin spice kind of look. And then I was like, well, let me just do a little eyeliner. And then I was like, well, let me just do a little graphic eyeliner. And then I was like, okay, let me just put a little bit of freckles on my brow bone and stuff like that. And I was like, this needs to be edited into something. I can feel the energy right now. And it was like, oh my God, it was like 8 to 10 drafts, like different rough drafts of what I was going to post or what I was thinking about, like how I was going to edit this and post it and stuff like that. It was like so many things. It took me 2 hours to like figure out how to edit this to a place that I really liked it. And I decided to make like a full-on eye collage. I don't remember if I've ever done like a full-on back-to-back eye collage, but I did that, and then I figured out how to change the hue. Well, actually, before I talk about like the hues and stuff, I was really figuring out what I wanted to do with my eye, because it just looked like too simple for where my brain was starting to go after I finished my makeup. Because I was like, I was done with my makeup, I was taking my pictures, and then I was like, oh God, this has like some kind of like dark and demony, dragony energy. And then I was like, well, I just did the dragon eyes. And even before that, I did another dragon eye. So I was like, let me try and do something different. Took so long, but I decided to black out my entire eye. And it's not contacts, because it's funny. I actually showed this to my best friend, and he's like, oh, that's awesome. Where'd you get those contacts? Were they painful to put in? And I was like, they're not contacts. I edited this in. He's like, what? Badass. So anyways, decided to black out my whole eye, and then I was like, I don't want to just leave it black because that's cool, but I feel like I could add another element to it. So I was like looking at different stickers and like add-ons and stuff like that, and I didn't want to do dragon eyes because I already done that. So I decided to like take a sticker of an eye and then manipulate the shape and morph it into like pretty much an oval. Put that right in like where it would be the middle of my eye, like my actual eye, and then fade the edges with black and shading. And then what I decided to do was do an eye collage, because it just looked very fierce, like it looked bold, which I really liked about it. But I was like, I don't want to just have all pumpkin spice. Like, yeah, it's a pumpkin spice demon, and I already thought of the name in my head after I put in like the actual eye. And I saw how fire it was. I'm like, this is going to be the pumpkin spice demon. But I don't just want like all of it to be the same. So I decided to go back in, increase my saturation, and then change the hues very slightly. So like the two across, like the top left one and diagonal to the bottom right one, they're different hues. So it's like more mustardy, and then downward is more like red. And then like the top right to the diagonal bottom left, they're the exact same. So I liked how like you kind of couldn't really tell, but it was just like it took on a life of its own. I didn't expect this. Like I was just gonna go for like a natural, cutesy, pumpkin-y spice look, but it just took a whole other course. And what's funny is I showed my parents and they were like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "That's my eye," and they're like, "Oh, I don't like it. It's too scary." And I'm like, "Perfect."
It looks awesome.
So yeah,
It's probably one of
thanks.
my favorites, to be honest.
Honestly, I gotta kind of say the same, but I gotta look through my photos because I honestly can't really remember what I've done so far, other than like a few key things like the two dragon eyes and stuff like that, and some of the collages. Can't really remember what I've done, but I like this a lot, and I like that my new touch. I haven't really seen many people do this, but like I have these two freckle pens from ColourPop that I absolutely love, and I just decided one day, not this day, but I just decided one day to like put a few dots and see if that couldn't add anything to like the look I was doing, and I was actually doing like a natural look, and I just really liked how it looked. And then now it's become my thing where I do like eye freckles instead of face freckles.
Hmm.
Because I've been seeing like a lot of these alternative girls that do like different makeup and they're not like very natural. They'll do like a lot of face freckles and stuff like that. And I've
Mhm.
done that and it's cute, but I was like, "Oh, I just feel like I could do something different with this." And then one day I just put it on my eye, so I'm like, I love this. I really
Yeah,
love this. So
it's
it's
like
been
your
my thing.
signature thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's been my thing. And I don't know, it's just been working for me. So
What
yeah, that is the Pumpkin Spice Demon.
what program did you use to edit it?
Ah, I don't want to say. It's like my little secret.
Fair enough.
Sorry. Sorry to
Artist.
be a bust, but it's my little secret.
Um, I've been in a lot of situations just like that where you try to do something simple and artistic and just quick, but then you're like, maybe I can do this. All right, now I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now
The
this needs to be edited.
inspiration hits.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Just crazy. It just goes off. It's almost as if you want to say something simple to someone, but then you go off on a long 4-hour tangent.
Oh, I've
Mhm.
definitely had that happen.
But it's with art.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like those memes with like eyeliner, how you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for a natural look, and you're basically like looking like you're about to go to war. You're like a warrior type eyeliner. That's pretty much what
Mhm.
happened, but it took like a little bit of a demon approach.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just love it. I honestly love it. What's actually cool about this like eyeball that I edited in is it already had like a highlight in it. So it looks like my window. So I feel like that's what makes it look even more realistic because I didn't add that little white highlight to the right of the pupil.
The
That was
shine.
already on it,
Hmm.
which is really cool.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw it, when I was like scrolling through the feed, it
Mhm.
definitely did look like contacts.
Yeah, I
And I was
know.
like,
It's
what? She
so
put those things
cool.
in her eye?
Oh,
So
I would
that's
never.
scary.
I would never put
no.
anything like that in my eye.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I've definitely tried some new things out and it's definitely shown in my work. And I do this thing where I take like a brush on the editing app that I use and I'll zoom in so far into my eye, and then I will just like start shading it and then I'll start coloring it in. And that's how I also like make it look more natural is I shade the edges black. Like I'll start with a thicker line and then fade it out with a more airbrush feature. And I've
Mhm.
kind of learned to do that on my own. I haven't really watched any tutorials, but it's just like, what can make this look a little bit more realistic and not just like a sticker on my eye?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been fiddling and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but it took a lot to get to this. I still can't get over how many rough drafts of ideas I had for this.
Ah,
Mhm.
comes with the territory of freaking working on a masterpiece. Good
Yeah.
lord.
Definitely.
You know
But
what
yeah,
really
I
sucks?
just love it.
What really sucks during like the process of making all these things? If you make one of those mistakes where you have to restart because you didn't realize you made that mistake until way later.
Yeah. hmm
Yep.
I've definitely had that. That even during this, I had a lot of moments like that where it's just like, all right, I have to discard this, go all the way back, and then do this all again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's
my
actually
God.
why I take screenshots. Like if, I'll have my regular makeup and stuff like that. I'll take a screenshot of the first thing that I do. So I have that in my camera roll where I can go back and edit that. So I make sure to honestly take screenshots and save as many times as possible.
Ah, man. I remember on the last stream, or not the last one, but the one where I was drawing live, I was talking about layers, and when I actually made that mistake live, I didn't notice it until way after the stream. And I was like, where did this come from? And it was on this layer that had a lot of lines on it. And I was like, oh, dang it. If I try to erase this, I'm just going to erase a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I might as well just restart.
It does suck, but I mean, if it really can get you to your desired ending, it has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even on your computer, I'm pretty sure you can take screenshots and then edit off of those.
Yeah.
This is true.
So, what I meant by that is if I'm starting to do a rough draft of editing and I don't really know where I'm gonna go, and then I start doing something that I really like, but I want to be a little bit more ballsy and take it that step further. Before I do that, I'll make sure I take a screenshot of what I've already done. And that way, in case it really is too ballsy of a move and it doesn't turn out right and I can't undo it without undoing everything, that's where I have that saving, lifesaver screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that helps.
Definitely makes sense.
So bold. I just love it. It's like staring me down in my own soul as my own eye.
There was one more picture that I wanted to put on the highlights, and I'm trying to go get it. It is pretty recent, and it's of Ghosty. It's for the story that you wrote for I forgot what. Hang on, I gotta find it.
Oh, my fiction class?
Yes, your fiction class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have to share it. I don't really recall.
I think I found it. Diana's Sanctuary. That one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will share the picture in a second.
Something I noticed when I drew that and was posting it was, I think I mentioned it in the post too, my subconscious obsession with Diana and Artemis. They're like the same person, but one Diana's Roman and Artemis is Greek. Because I have Project Artemis, which came first.
Yeah.
And is much bigger. And then Diana's Sanctuary, which I definitely did not mean to do. There's a reason I chose both of them for what they are, but I just thought it was so funny that they're like the I don't know what the phrase is different sides of the same coin the right phrase?
I think so. To be honest, I always looked at it as it could definitely be one of those stories where it shows up in Project Artemis as a cameo.
I could definitely cameo some of them. Diana's Sanctuary, though, is very much more supernatural. with like, super. What do they have? They have like telekinesis and stuff like that. So it's not quite as reality based, but they can definitely still cameo somehow.
I would.
Because they both have similar, like in Diana's Sanctuary, there's like this underground clinic thing that's going on, which is kind of criminal activity, which would fit in Project Artemis.
Heck, you could even put it as like one of those shows, like a TV show that somebody likes a lot. And they're like, "Hey, I'm watching Diana's Sanctuary right now. You wanna join me?" And Jet's over here like, "Nah, I'm going over to see Gray."
By the time they reunite, they'll be living next door, if not in the same place.
Oh boy.
Such bros, literally, and by the time they make up and everything, such bros. They miss each other so much, but wouldn't tell each other. Not that either of them could really see each other to begin with, but kind of interesting story stuff. But they're such bros.
Could you explain who the person with the armband on is and what their, role in Diana's Sanctuary is?
So, for that, I kind of have to slightly give some background information. So, there's kind of like two different races, I guess. There's like people, like regular people, and then there's I kind of stole the phrase moon children just because it kind of fit in what they kind of were. So the species that is commonly known as moon children, and the moon children people are basically albino, and they'll have either violet or red eyes. Could be either one, but those are the only two colors they can have. But they have things like telekinesis, they heal quicker, and but they do have shorter lifespans, which I don't know if that was an interesting detail. Not significant. Well, probably 60 is around the oldest that has been known for them to live, I guess.
Huh. I see.
And basically the politics of the time is these two groups are kind of not being forced necessarily. Well, they are being forced together, kind of, but it's I don't know, like the two groups haven't been together for many years, and they're kind of coming together. Both sides hate each other, and it's like a mess. And as of this point, they only started mixing like into schools and stuff. Like they had started to mix like people and jobs and things like that, although moon children got like lower level jobs. But I think by the time the story takes place, they had only been mixing in like schools for maybe 3 years or something like that. So there's a lot of tension, and a lot of moon children end up in like orphanages and stuff because of parents having shorter lifespans and stuff.
Oh.
So the guy with the brown hair there, he doesn't look it. And well, actually, both of them, they're half. And so like half human, half like moon child. And they're kind of like the outcasts of both of them. So, like, the one thing both human people and moon children can agree on is that they hate the mixes,
Wow.
which kind of sucks. So there's a lot of tension in that area, but which brings in a lot of drama in the story, a lot of tension. But so the guy, to get to your question, sorry, I just needed to explain that bit
It's all good.
in order to get to him. So that is Seth, half mixed person. He actually runs the underground clinic, which is he does it in his house. So he has his house, and he kind of presents it one way, and then you like go to the back and in like this nice shed in his backyard, and he's got like clinic-y stuff, which is specifically for moon children. Because a thing I forgot to mention is that the telekinesis and stuff that they have gives them horrific migraines every once in a while. And like just your average painkiller doesn't really cut it. And the kind that would help was developed to help. Super expensive, not very affordable to the people that actually need it.
So the ones that don't get the greatest paying jobs.
Yeah.
Now, is it like because it's underground? Is it basically because it's illegal? Like, what's the reason for it being underground in his house?
Because you're not really supposed to sell it outside of the very specific sellers who sell it for an insane price. So he has, I guess, sources of getting it and sells it for a much lower price to help people, the other moon children people of the area out. Which
is really nice.
Yeah, and it puts him in their good graces a little bit.
Enough for sure.
That they won't turn him in. They still don't like him, but they'll tolerate him enough because he has what they need for a better price.
Wow. Yeah, it's kind of like a tit for tat kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's him. Oh, and the little armband thing was a thing I was experimenting with. I don't know if I put it in I don't think I put it in the short story because I guess on a public campus it might have been a little too controversial to put it in there, but it was supposed to be kind of like a thing that the moon children had to wear them to, like, especially the halves, because I mean, looking at them at the halves, you can't really tell too much other than if you look at their eyes, which I don't know if you can see, but Mr. Ginger here has violet, and then Burnett has red. But other than that, you can't really tell. So in order for like people to tell, you're supposed to wear it. I don't know if I'm going to keep that in like as a canon thing or whatnot, but it was just an idea I had in the initial design of everything.
I mean, it's like, it does look cool because it's just a moon and they're called like moon children, so it really does make sense. I actually like it. That's like one of the standout things about this picture besides like their hair. I love red hair. But besides that, like, that's the standout part of this for me. I feel like if you keep it in and it's not really talked about, it should be okay.
Actually,
or even if it is talked about, it's fine.
I was wondering, if since he's a half moon, or half moon child, half human, does the crescent moon count as like the half people? And if so, is there a full moon version of this band?
I had never really thought about so the crescent was kind of just for everybody, but now that you say that,
That's a good idea.
Yeah. That's a pretty
Makes
good idea.
sense.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely does. Adding lore as we go.
Yeah.
What?
So it's all
I've
about.
I've noticed. I think it's the shirt, like the undershirt, but it kind of looks like a black tattoo. Is that
It is a black tattoo.
okay?
It's just a straight blacked out area that's got like a kind of a little that design that's kind of down there on the lower picture of them
Yeah.
is not that. I want there to be a design of some kind of to like end it nicely, I guess, but that's not like the official thing. That's just something I did real fast to be like, okay, maybe this could be it, just to show that it doesn't just bluntly stop, I guess. So there is a
Hmm.
stop point.
I see. What? I wonder why he did that. Like, I know it's not a birthmark. That's a huge birthmark. So, I wonder. Since it's by choice, I wonder what made him do that.
I've run through a few ideas on that and trying to like come up with a little bit of background for him in order to write his short story. At one point, I was thinking like maybe when he was like super young, think he was part of like I guess experimented on in a sense, not kind of more so for like because by the time he was born, I think halves were like much newer thing and nobody really knew how that worked. So they're like, what is this being? Like what attributes, what does combining these two separate beings create or something like that? And then maybe some he's got like some markings or scars or something that he was covering up there. I don't really know. That was just my first idea, but maybe he also just did it because that's his style. I'm not settled on anything yet, but
Well, given the information in the text of this picture, he's probably stressed about getting older. So, like, in the years beforehand, he probably was like, man, I'm not getting any younger. And so he just, like, went on impulse and got this huge freaking tattoo just to do it. And it was stylish.
yeah. And another thing about halves is that brings up like why he's like so he's not super weird. He's like come to terms with like his shorter lifetime because halves actually have a slightly shorter lifetime than most moon children would even have because it's like a more human body but kind of burdened with this telekinesis stuff going on. So like it's not a good mix and puts way too much stress on, your body over a longer period of time. So I think I made him 25 at this time. So about 40 is what he's counting on to be the end of his time.
Mm.
Wow.
So it's it's quite like it's got some dark aspects, but he actually takes it pretty chilly. He is kind of using it as I don't got all this much time left and I like know that. So I'm gonna run this underground clinic because who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
If
for
I
real
get
though.
caught, I don't got that much time to do much anyway, so
And he's doing good, so like doing some good before going, so
yeah. Yep.
And then boom, this picture, this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about, well, I'm probably closer to the end than that. I've got about 15 years at least. Boom. Scene.
Well, see, what's funny about this is that the top two, well, not the top two, the top left, is that the one with the both of them, and then the one with just Bren, the brunette,
Yeah.
actually came from the version of the story I turned in, and then the bottom one came from a different version that I revised and didn't turn in, which it's still accurate, but the conversations are a little different. So like the let's talk thing is actually more centered around the brunette rather than Seth.
Mm.
It has to do with because the main focus of the story was Bren being at school and being that he's like the only half that's there. He, gets messed with pretty badly by like human people, and then the Moon children don't really mess with him at school, but they will like just watch and let things happen and like don't help him out. And then when he goes back home to like the orphanage place, that's when they mess with him. So there was like the main focus of it was like some fight thing that happened at the school, and Bren's kind of been like pent up about it, like not really talking about it. And Seth is like, all right, we gotta talk about this. What's going on here? Even though he pretty much knows what's going on, but like he wants him to talk it out, to like express, like therapy. Kinda.
I'd say it fits.
Yeah.
I like it. I'd like to hear a little more about the story eventually.
Yeah.
Same thing with Project Artemis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's fun stuff. I love all my babies.
Well, that's pretty much it for highlights. Other than mine, which is a while ago when I actually posted something finished,
You posted some sketches recently, I think.
Yeah. I was working on those, though. I wanted to put some color to them before I actually posted them again.
Right.
I mean, I could show them. They're all right. I
I
do.
mean, go ahead if you want to.
I
don't
do want to
wanna
show, like, the last one that I colored, because I haven't really talked too much about it. I'll share it with you guys in a second.
Just a warning, I might have to go.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're at the tail end of the stream anyway, so
Okay.
I'll be quick. Don't worry.
Because the place I want to go closes at 10, and I'm hoping to make it.
Really?
Gotcha.
Yes.
I had no idea. All right. All right.
Neither did I. I just got a text.
Well. It's the one of Sutera. The gray wolf looking thing that I posted a while
I
ago.
think I know what this is.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. 1 second, I'll show you. I could talk about that for just a bit. These are all the wrong fault. Here it is. There we go. All right.
Love
So
it.
it's that
Literally.
one.
Oh, yeah.
So amazing.
So, this took for freaking ever to make. I don't know why. But originally it was a sketch from years ago. And I was like, Hey, this looks pretty cool. I want to put some color to it. I made so many of those freaking mistakes where I had to restart the whole thing. And then I got, like, some artist block on how the heck I'm gonna do the fur texture.
Fur is hard.
Fur is
I
hard.
mean, it looks amazing here, though, and I even commented on
does.
that.
My favorite thing about this, though, is the eyes. I freaking love
Yeah,
the eyes.
definitely. I was about to say that. And how it matches,
Mhm.
like, the scars or the scratches.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. So Zutera is what is called a Creodan. I think I explained that one once, like, a while back on another stream. But, you know, they're like the dog aliens with 4 ears, 2 of them that perk up and 2 of them that droop down past their shoulders. And their blood is purple. And it's not like... It's not the kind of blood you might think. It's... On the inside, it's liquid. But whenever you make a scratch or like a cut or, you know, draw blood, their blood turns to dust pretty much instantly. As soon as it
Mm.
touches air. So, if you see like a dog person with a scar, that was pretty much very fresh because they just got injured and all of their blood turned to crystal right then and there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, not all of their blood, just like the stuff on the
Yeah.
scratch.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird, but I don't know. It's kind of an interesting fact that I wanted to show in this piece.
It's really awesome, and like I said, I even commented on it. I don't know if you saw it or replied to it, but it's amazing. It really is. I love
Thanks.
all the details. I love the gradient in the background. I love your symbol right on the right. I love how realistic the fur is, how the eyes match the scratches. What's like interesting is like the top of their head kind of looks like, I'm not gonna lie, and this is not like, this isn't meant to be like offensive or anything. It's kind of like a comment, but it kind of looks like a landing strip for a plane, and then like that's a huge light to show the plane where to land.
That's awesome.
I mean, every time I look at it, I always think that. I'm just like, what is that? I mean,
Honestly,
it really does look cool though. Good detail.
that's the first time anyone's ever said something like that.
I'm serious. I'm serious though. I've thought about
That's
it
freaking
every time I see
hilarious.
this. Yeah, I didn't want to say it though. I didn't want to like make it offensive or anything because it's just like what it looks like to me.
I'm not offended. To be honest, you're looking at like half of it basically. I suck at some parts of perspective. So you see how that orange piece is kind of coming down towards the middle? That's,
Yeah.
That's not really the middle. If you were to look at her head on, like face to face, you'd see 2 orange pieces branching off in like an A formation. But I
Okay.
only drew one because it's kind of like a cab, and I was like, how the heck do I put the other one? And I was like, no, it's being blocked, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Honestly,
Perspective,
sorry, what'd you say?
perspective is hard.
It is. It really freaking
Struggle with
is.
it. I struggle with it all the time.
It's kind of why I haven't really done too many large pieces of landscape for my story. Perspective sucks. I mean, oh my god, especially on PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do a picture with the whole family. The father, the mother, Sutera here, the daughter, and the I haven't really come up with a pronoun, but the Chi-male version, the third gender
Mhm.
parent.
Yeah.
But that's gonna take forever, and I mean, I'm gonna get there eventually, but that's my end goal for at least this family. There's a lot I can do with this story, but you know.
Yeah. Sounds good. Always good to have a goal
Yeah.
to work towards.
Last thing I could say about this is like her backstory really is for the most part unknown because I haven't really come up with it. But I'd say she was kind of a rebellious mother. One where, you know, she doesn't usually just sit around and do motherly things. She likes to go out and argue with people and freaking, you know, be a boss out there. Get
Mhm.
things done. And it really shows in her daughter.
Yeah.
But I'll have to write about that. I'm not really sure, like, what specific details I can do. All I know is her story ends in a way that a lot of people might not see coming.
Ooh.
Rest assured, though, it's not over.
Love a good plot twist.
But that's that. See? Told you I'd be quick.
Awesome. Sounds all good.
Okay, I think I gotta go.
Yep, that should be it for this stream. Before you go, let's all say goodbye, you know, do the outro and all that.
Yep, I'm putting on my socks.
Oh, wow. All right, everybody,
Okay.
that's pretty much it for this stream. We're all gonna scatter and do our own things, and I personally, and I'm sure they all agree, hope that everyone who sees this has a great night whenever the heck you guys see this. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do.
Mhm.
until next time, everybody, goodbye!
Bye. Thank you.
I think that was successful. Alright. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. So, yeah. I'll see you later. Peace.